The Revenue Minister says New Zealand isn't a tax haven for wealthy foreigners, despite a 60 Minutes report showing wealthy foreigners dodging inland revenue by using trusts here. While some might call it tax evasion, Peter Dunne describes it as, in his words, legitimate tax avoidance, and the Prime Minister backs him. Here's Patrick Gower.
Inland revenue, also known as the tax man, has always claimed it's our job to be fair. But now the Revenue Minister says when it comes to wealthy foreigners funneling money here to avoid paying tax, that's, well, fair enough.
I think the term tax haven is a gross exaggeration because it implies illegality, it implies tax evasion rather than legitimate tax avoidance.
Yes, Peter Dunne said, quote, legitimate tax avoidance, even though the Inland Revenue website says tax avoidance is wrong and the average taxpayer on the street says Dunne is wrong too. Do you think there's such a thing as legitimate tax avoidance? No. Is that fair?
No, definitely not. Yeah. I mean, everyday citizens have to pay it, students have to pay it, so I think everyone should have to pay it.
I'm actually not smart enough to do tax evasion. I wouldn't even know how.
The government's desire for a tax take saw it introduce what's been dubbed the paperboy tax this year. But on this avoidance issue, the Prime Minister says Dunne has got it right.
But he'll be using the absolutely correct technical term. So there are two things that are talked about in tax law, going back to my days when I studied at university, tax evasion and tax avoidance. Well, there's actually quite a legitimate business in New Zealand for servicing foreign trusts.
Key says under the law, tax evasion is illegal, but tax avoidance is not.
The Prime Minister's telling ordinary taxpayers that they're there to pay all the taxes, to pay for the schools and hospitals, and billionaires and the ultra-rich don't have to pay tax.
Look, tax avoidance, tax evasion, it's basically the same thing.
There are 3 million New Zealanders paying income tax. Peter Dunne wasn't commenting further today, so we asked Inland Revenue for a list of legitimate tax avoidance measures like those used by foreign trusts. As yet, no concrete answers. Patrick Gower, 3 News.